But let's talk about an angle of business that most times people probably don't pay much of attention to. Things like customer service, for example. Things like soft skills. The fact that there are certain elements, there are certain components that you must put in place if your organization must run effectively, run seamlessly, and be profitable overall. Nosakai Inuagata is on the program this morning, business coach who has brought excellence and redefined the landscape. It's always a pleasure to have you talk about all of these things regarding business, all of those angles that many persons have said, look, these things are not even taught in some of these business courses that we have in our standard schools. How much of traction have you found so far doing all of this?
The traction has been a positive one, and people are beginning to embrace the fact that they need to take things to the next level and embrace practices that will actually redefine their brand and shape their brand. Last week I started discussing along the line of branding beyond visuals. Branding beyond visuals,
right.
BBV.
Not just about logo and
not
splash of colors.
Not just those things that draws attention. Now, those things are very key. They're very important because you need to be able to draw attention of people for them to know what you have to offer. Then after you have drawn their attention, what do you do to keep that attention?
Right.
That is another very critical area. So last week I started discussing around that area, branding beyond visuals. You do the visual branding, but you also add another very critical element, which has to do with you possessing those virtues of retention. This is how I define branding. I always define branding as the intentional integration of elements of visual impression and attributes of retention.
Right.
So it's not just limited to elements of visual impression, which is normally the challenge of many businesses. In our environment, people don't have problem with visual branding.
Logo and stuff.
Logo design, having that breathtaking, aesthetic features, of your business premises. They don't have problem with all that, but where they have a lot of problem, where there is the lacuna, the gap, is that point whereby now that their attention is drawn, what do we do to keep their attention? Right. The condition of many businesses in our environment is, let me go to the Bible. Jesus told the scribes and the Pharisees, you're like the whited sepulchre. Outside you look so beautiful and attractive. He said, but inside you are full of dead men bones and all uncleanness. This is actually the condition of many businesses. They have the capacity to draw attention, which is key, but they now lack the capacity to retain attention, which is the soft skills you mentioned just now.
I'm going to draw your attention to something quickly because I've heard you talk about this quite a number of times, both on and off television. Customer service. Yes. I saw something on LinkedIn just on Monday, and somebody was talking about how that, where possible, all members of staff in an organization should know a jack at least about customer service because it's key to whether or not the business is going to be profitable now or in the future. Are we doing enough or something close to enough in terms of customer service culture in this country?
I will confidently say that we are not doing enough. When you walk into a business place to engage their services and all that, they just feel that everything stops at the cut of quality products.
Right.
There are so many businesses that have quality products but are suffering poor patronage. So quality product is just entry level into the competition world equation.
Right.
It's just entry level. So we need to go beyond just having quality products, which is very, very important. We need to also now bring that human face into our interface with people that engage our services or buy our product. So we have really not done enough. You go to a bank, you see the kind of attitude they dispense to customers. It's appalling, and these are people that their business only grows because you come to patronize them. You come to open your account with them. There are some of them that are 50 years old, 25 years old, 100 years old. It was customers patronizing them that brought them from back, way back into the present. And it's also the customer that will take them from the present into the future. And so it is very, very important that we do more in the area of customer service, wearing that human face. Like what I want to talk about today now in the area of branding beyond visual is the need for you to develop, a very strong, positive brand personality. Developing a positive brand personality is your brand getting to that reputation level whereby people now ascribe positive human attributes to your business.
Oh, that's great.
For example, you say something like, independent television is very dependable. That is ascribing human attribute, like a brand personification kind of thing. Ascribing human attribute to independent television. Independent television is very dependable. Igbenedion Education Center is very friendly. That is, you ascribing human attribute.
So it becomes easier for people to relate with it.
And that resonates a lot of positivity in the minds of people. So when they now need your kind of service, when they now need your kind of products, you usually come to mind. They easily recommend you. In short, they become marketers for you that you don't pay salary.